What's going on, guys? It's your boy Ma, as I am Candle co-founder, CEO. All that, all of it, because that's just what I do. That's just who I am. Anyways, we finna get into it. These are my candle goals. I'm talking about, just the things that I plan to do for myself, and this could be for the channel. This could be just as a candle maker in general. These are some things that I want to do, and so we're gonna get into it. I got about five or six things that I kind of just want to do as far as my goals. So let's get into it. All right, so number one is just to be more consistent with this channel. So I know in a previous video, like I said before, I know I posted like 4 videos and then I went ghost. So my goal right now is just to be able to post more consistent. I'm trying to do it to where I can post consistently, but not get tired, not get overwhelmed, not get burned out. So I'm doing more of a simple, I guess, a simple concept. It won't be a lot of edits. It won't be a lot of cuts, most likely. Maybe I'll build that out over time, but right now it's just going to be something that I can just talk to and I can be able to post because I want to be able to post consistently. I want to be able to consistently engage with you guys. But I know, at least for me, I'm not a person that can do a lot of editing. I can't, a lot of footage, it's exhausting for me. It's overwhelming. So that's how I kind of plan to show up and be consistent is I just, plan on doing more videos. I plan on making them a lot simpler, a lot quicker, a lot to the point. Also make some more candle making videos as well because that was kind of simple for me to make. And just being able to just feed you guys with it as much as possible. The goal for this channel is, I don't necessarily have to be a big, huge channel, candle making. I don't know too many candle making channels that are like these extraordinarily large things. And that's okay. As long as it's something that's, a consistent outlet for me, something that, can be another branch, obviously a business, but also something where I can continue to just express and give you guys information and interact. I think that's good enough for me, So that's the first thing is to be more consistent with the channel. All right, so the second thing is going to be to open up a candle store or a candle storefront, a candle kiosk. I'm not sure exactly what I want to open. I don't know if I want to open up a full-fledged like candle making building. I don't know if I want to do that. I think more so just being able to be consistent with business, either open up a candle kiosk or eventually open up some kind of storefront and then having a kiosk for my candles in there. I think that's something that I want to do. I don't necessarily, with candle making was never for me supposed to be like, I need this to make a billion, bajillion dollars. And it was never nothing like that for me. It's just something that I want to enjoy, be able to make great money, and then, eventually be able to go do something else with my life. I don't think that this is something that I plan to do forever, but I do plan on putting my time in and making it something that I can excel at and be great at in whatever I decide to do. So me, I do eventually want to open up, some kind of storefront or a kiosk or something where I can be able to have people. I don't have to wait to do like a candle class. People can come in, they can make their candles all throughout the day. And then eventually, they can make other things. I don't necessarily have to teach the class. I kind of want to have it where you have like the different spouts with scents so people can test the scent. Okay, I want to do this. Or I want to mix all of them below and then I want to make my different candles or whatever it is. So I think that's something that I want to do too, is just be able to open up a kiosk or a storefront. And so that's the second thing for me. Number three for me is I want to be able to get more hands off. So eventually I do make all the candles myself. And I think that could be taxing because, I'm not a person that makes candles every day. I know some people that might make candles every day, like if you have orders, but I do a lot of pre-batch of a lot of my orders. So for me specifically, I might, because this is just what works well for me. I might take a day where I make a whole bunch of candles, 100 to however many candles I need to make. And then those are my scents for the spring, the winter, the fall. If people ask, for a specific scent or something and I have it, I don't mind doing that. But I try to pre-batch a lot of my stuff so that way it's already there. And then people can kind of just buy what they want when they want it. I try not to have an extensive amount of scents or anything like that because I think that could be overwhelming and confusing. So I usually do it, at least right now, I do it by season. And then I make a batch of however many I feel like I need for that season. And then I'll go, somewhere else. I'm not a big candle maker. I don't do hundreds of thousands of candles a month or anything like that. Like I might do 100 candles. I might do 50 or, that's just where I'm at right now. And that's just being honest. And that's okay. But it does help because, whatever other income I have, that helps supplement or that also helps add on to that. So it's just to be able to eventually grow to where I can get hands off. I can outsource them if I need to, or I can pay other people to make them. So that's my next one. So the next thing I want to do, fourth, is I want to be able to just try other things with candles. I don't just want to do candles. I'm not like a body butter kind of person, but I do want to try like the wax, the body oil. I think that'll be super dope. Or I think the next thing I want to try is like perfumes and colognes. Like I think I like scent palettes and being able to come up with like perfume and cologne. And like I said, you know, having a storefront and having a kiosk, people, I can set it up to where people have the spouts and they can make their own scents. You know, it could be for candles, it could be for colognes, it could be for perfumes. You know, they might be able to make their own body oils. You know, just kind of a, you kind of come in and help yourself kind of thing. It's not like where I have to, you know, teach you every day, or I have to have somebody teach you, or I have to have a class every day. But being able to say, okay, these, you can go over there if you want to make sense. You know, welcome in. Come over here if you want to make colognes and perfumes. If you want to make candles, you can go over there. If you want to make both, you can switch back and forth. You know, different things like that. I think that's creative. I think that's a way to interact. You know, obviously make money, but then also you can kind of step back and be more hands off, and you can let people, you know, create for themselves. So I think that's something else that I want to do is, you know, just being able to try different things. I think that's very important. You know, you don't want to limit your business or your hobby to one thing. You want to, you know, do different things and try different things. So number 5 for me is just to be able to continue to enjoy what I do. I don't ever want this to get to the point where it's overwhelming for me. And like I said, that could be outsourcing. That could be being more hands off. That could be just, you know, creating more candles at a higher price point. So that way I don't have to do as much work. So if I have, you know, if I'm able to raise my price point a little higher, so that way, you know, I don't have to make as many candles. That helps me too, because then I don't have to overwhelm myself with making candles. I can kind of, like I said, take a beat, take a step back, and, you know, allow people to enjoy it. Obviously, that means that, you know, the quality has to be higher as well. And that also means I might not make as many sales, but if the quality is there, I believe that people, you know, they'll spread the word, they'll talk about it, you know, they'll tell their friends, and it'll show in the quality of what I have, you know, how long the candle lasts, how well the scent throw is, and different things like that. So, you know, that's just what I want to do, be able to continue to enjoy myself and, you know, not overwhelm myself. And then the last thing for me is just to be able to sell out every time. I want this to be something where it's not something that I have to do all the time. You know, if I choose to do it, like I said, open a storefront kiosk is cool, but something that people can anticipate. Like, man, I love those As I Am candles. Like, he just does a great job. You know, I can't wait for, you know, the winter batch. I can't wait for the spring batch or the summer, just whatever he has next. You know, I got to get them before they sell out. I think for me, having that kind of anticipation factor, I think you'll always have a good business if you have people anticipating or wanting the things that you create, you know? So those are the things that I want to do. These are my candle goals, you know, for myself, for the channel, and also personally things that I just want to work on. And we're just going to see how far we get, you know. As time goes on, we'll change, we'll maneuver. You know, some things I might want to do this, or I might not want to do this, or I might change my mind, which is okay as well. But as of right now, these are the 5, 6 things that I want to do. These are the goals that I have for myself, for this channel, and for the candle company moving forward. So I appreciate you tuning in. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Amar Rashad, As I Am Candle Co. CEO, founder, you know, all that. Till the next time. Peace.